Hey, how's it going? Zach D Productions here, and I'm here with a versus video for you guys. This is going to be a movie versus video. So this probably will be my last video before Christmas. So with that said, I just want to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Hopefully you all have a good holiday. So the two movies that I picked for this video to put up against each other are both Godzilla movies. Now, which Godzilla movies have I chose? I have chosen Shin Godzilla from 2016 and Godzilla Minus One, which came out this year, 2023. Now, why these two Godzilla movies? Because these were the last two Godzilla movies from Toho. And I think when it comes to who does the best Godzilla movies, I would say Toho, to be honest. And some of you might have not known this, but Shin Godzilla was actually Toho's comeback Godzilla movie. There was a certain point where Godzilla, you could say, fell under the radar. Like, after 2004, they didn't make Godzilla movies for a number of years. Until 2016, of course. Final Wars, which came out in 2004, was the last Godzilla movie for a while before Shin Godzilla. And when it comes to Shin Godzilla, I do like the film. It's not the best Godzilla film by any means, but I still do like it for what it is, though. So with that said, let's go ahead and talk about that film first, since that, well, released first. So with this film, again, I do like it for what it is. It's not my favorite Godzilla movie. It's nowhere near my favorite, but I do like it, though. And I think when it comes to the design, like the way Godzilla looks, I think that Shin Godzilla is probably the most frightening, the scariest, the most menacing design that we've ever gotten from Godzilla. Especially when it comes to his tail. I mean, there's a lot of like really bizarre things about Shin Godzilla. Definitely one of the more unique Godzilla designs, I would say. And I'm sure a lot of fans would agree with me on that. Yeah, not one of my favorite designs either. I mean, Shin Godzilla is probably my least favorite Godzilla design, to be honest. That is something that I do have to say. With that said, though, still a decent design. I don't think there's a Godzilla design or a Godzilla look that I dislike necessarily, but if I had to choose a least favorite or one of my least favorites, probably be Shin Godzilla, to be honest. But with that said, still a decent design, I would say. But again, he's very menacing looking in this movie, so, can't complain there. Unlike Minus One, this one takes place in modern times. So yeah, kind of neat, kind of interesting. So yeah, it is basically just a simple, this giant creature, he's just wrecking everything when we have to stop him. It's basically like that, That's how a lot of the Godzilla films are. So yeah, I do like Shin Godzilla for what it is, but the human characters, they're serviceable enough. I mean, they're not some of the best human characters in a Godzilla movie, but again, they're serviceable, they're fine, but there is a lot of boring moments to the movie. That is something that I do have to say about Shin Godzilla. There is a lot of boring moments in this movie, just things that kind of like drag on, you could say. But I do think that the movie was interestingly directed. I think that, that is sort of a unique aspect of the movie is, the way it was directed. So, yeah, overall, pretty good movie, I'd say. Not the best Godzilla movie. I mean, yeah, if I were to rank all the Godzilla movies, this one would probably be closer to the lower half. But with that said, it's still a pretty good movie. So, Shin Godzilla, I like it, but I don't love it, though. Now on to Godzilla Minus One, which came out in 2023, of course. So I really like this movie. I really did. And I would say that this is one of the best Godzilla movies, actually. This film could be seen as a remake of the very first Godzilla film, Gojira, and I know that others have made that argument as well. This film takes place in the 40s, and yeah, unlike Shin Godzilla, I think that there's not really any boring moments in this movie. I do like the way that Godzilla looks more in this movie than he did in Shin Godzilla, to be honest. So Yeah, and Godzilla also looks very menacing in -1 as well. That is something worth pointing out. So, yeah, and with -1, with this film, I feel like the human characters are a lot more interesting than they were in Shin Godzilla. So, yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of the action. I really like the beginning, the opening to this movie when Godzilla's on that island and he's basically in his first form or whatever. And yeah, that scene is really intense. So, yeah, obviously it's very emotional as well. It is a very emotional Godzilla movie, especially when you talk about the human characters here and you um, consider their story in the movie. So, yeah, very cool movie. I actually got to see this in theaters, and it's definitely great. I know that some fans would say it's the best Godzilla movie. I don't agree with that. Like, really, like, even above, like, the 70s movies, like, even above the entire Millennium Run, like, even above the original Gojira. I don't think so. I think there are better Godzilla movies, but this is still one of the best, I would say. I would say it's probably the best of the modern Godzilla movies. At least I would say. So, Godzilla -1, an incredible movie. So, I'm sure you already know the winner for this video. Godzilla -1 is the winner of this video. I think this movie blows Shin Godzilla out of the water, in my opinion. It is a way better movie. So, there you have it. Godzilla -1 is the winner of this video. But again, Shin Godzilla, still pretty good, but just not nearly as good as -1. So there you have it. -1 is the winner. So let me know what you think. Which movie do you like more, Shin Godzilla or Godzilla -1? I'm sure that I'm not alone on this opinion either. I'm sure a lot of people would give it to -1 as well, but feel free to let me know what you think. So on that note, thank you for watching. Have a good one.